Okay, so we'll go to the Python here. For example, I'll first tell you. So this is the screen of Python where you have to enter the commands, or I'll just close it once again. I'll show you how to open the software. So go to P. There you can see Python. So there are different versions. This is Python 3.4, which is installed in my computer. You can go to the Python site and you can download the latest version from there. So this is the idle that I'm going to click. What you see is a Python shell here. So, and this is the place where you type your commands. So this is a blinking cursor after the arrows that shows you that this is the place where you need to type the commands. Now I want to print a text on my screen. Say I want to print hello. So the command for that is print. Now I want to print hello.
So print is the command which is going sorry the print is the command which is going to print anything on the screen. So here I want to print a message hello on the screen. So what is the syntax or what is the rule to write this string? You put everything in the brackets. So opening and closing brackets, so your string goes inside that. So opening bracket, and this, if you're writing a string, you want to show a string on the screen. See, I am calling it string, or a text or a message that you want to print. So in a programming language we call it as a string. So here I want to print hi, I am Krish. So this is the string or the message which I want to print on my screen. So this will be enclosed into the double quote. So here there is one opening quote and there is one closing quote with opening bracket in the beginning of the text and closing bracket after the ending of the text. So this is how you write the command. So whatever you want to print, you will first call the command and then you will write that what this command has to print. So I want to print hi, I am Krish. Now this is only writing way. Now how to execute this command? So you need to press enter button. So I'll just press enter button. Now if you see, the message has been printed on my screen. So hi, I am Krish is printed on the screen. Now this is one way of printing something on the screen. Now there is one other way by which I can take the input from the user and I can print that value which is entered by the user on the screen. So suppose the user is giving me my name now. So hi, I am Krish. So that now this Krish value or the name value, it should come from the user or the one who will type on the computer. So how to do that? So there is one command which is input command, and in input you ask the user to what is your name. And so here, now this is same as a print command, but because this is input command, this command tells the computer that I have to enter the value from the keyboard. Now once I enter any value from the keyboard, suppose I type name as Krish, that value should be stored in a variable. So before calling input, I will be writing, so instead of writing directly this, what I will do is, first I will again call I'll use a variable, say name. Okay, you can have any name variable, like I can write x is equals to, or I can write my name is equals to, anything that you want. This is a container that is going to store the value that is coming from the keyboard. So suppose I write name is equal to name. But if I write name, now these two are different variables. So suppose I write name, this is one variable, but see, sorry, I just executed the command, that's why it is showing me error. So red thing, it means there is one error, and it is saying name is not defined because I have not defined this, so I cannot call this. So here, so suppose I say name is equals to, now what was the function? It was input, what input, what is your name? I want to ask this to the user, what is your name? So let's try to execute this. Now it is showing me this text, but the cursor is blinking here. I am not getting these arrows in the next line because it is waiting for something. And what it is waiting for? It is waiting for you to give the name through the keyboard. So you give the space and then you write the name. Say I write Sonali. Now again I am not getting the arrows because arrow is something on which you start giving your next command, but yet I cannot see those arrows. Why? Because I have not pressed enter. So I'll press enter. Now I am getting this prompt. That means this instruction is executed, but I am not seeing any result on the screen. Why? Because this is only taking the value from the keyboard and storing it into name variable. So the keyboard has typed Sonali, which is stored in which variable now? It is into the name variable. Now I want to print it. So one way to do it, just call it. So I'll call it. So calling means you will just type that thing, that is name, and execute it. What you see, what is stored inside this variable, so that is Sonali. Other ways, I want to print some text with this. So what I will do is I'll give a print command. In the bracket I'll say hi Sonali or good morning Sonali. Now Sonali is the value which is there in name, but name is a variable. You can put only string in double quotes. You cannot put name in the double quotes. So how will I say I want to print this type of string on the screen? Good morning Sonali, something like this. But here this is what I want to print, but this is the text which is available with name. So how to do that? Again, because I want to print, so I will be using command print. In the bracket it is good morning. Now good morning is a string that message I want to print, so it should be in double quotes. So good morning. Now double quotes ends because after that what I want to print, it is not a string, it's a variable name, right? So comma, I will call that variable. So what is the name of my variable? It's name, right? So I will call it name, bracket close, enter. Now if what you see on the screen, it's a string that you have given into the double quotes. That comma is not taken because it's a part of this command, but the value which is there in the name, that was Sonali given in by the keyboard, so that is printed. Now next, suppose I want to print the name given. I want to ask the user what is his favorite fruit. So again I'll need new variable, that is fruit, is equals to input what is your favorite fruit, double quotes, bracket. It is what it is doing, it is going to print a message, what is your favorite fruit, and it will wait for the input from the keyboard, and that value will be stored in which variable? Fruit variable. So I'll execute this command. Is it right? Yes, the command has been executed because it is showing me the message. Now I will give a space, write my favorite fruit, that is say mango. Now press enter. Will I get anything on the screen? No, because I have just entered the value from the keyboard and stored it into the fruit variable. If I want to print it, either you call that variable, or if you want to use that variable in any of your string, say Sonali likes mango. Now here Sonali is also stored in a variable and mango is also stored in a variable. So there are two variables and one middle part, that is like. So how to print that? So again I will be using print command. Now Sonali, which is a variable. So do I need to put quotes? to call name? No, variable is called by just putting the name of the variable. Separated by comma because it's the first part of my string. Second is likes. Now likes is not stored in any variable, so it is just in the double quotes, close double quotes. Third part is fruit, mango, which is already stored in a variable, say fruit. So this is again separated by comma because now it is a variable that I am going to call. So what variable I am going to call? That is fruit, and then bracket close. So what I am doing, this part is there nowhere in the variable, so I am writing it into double quotes, but the name which I want to print, it is in the variable name, and the fruit which I want to print, it is in the variable, sorry, fruit. So now I will execute this. You see, Sonali likes mango. So name has a value Sonali and fruit has a value mango, and this is how you execute print and input commands. Thank you.